Greetings, fellow investigators, and welcome back to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where my friends and I play the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. I'm your host, Ron Rayleigh. The scenario is Solstice. It was written by Sean Little, who is also our game master. This is episode 3. Our recap will be given by Brian Daly as his character, Stanley Berkowitz. So without any further delay, let's continue our journey into the darkness. Brian?
The doc tells me that I should write down all that I can remember from last night, no matter how odd or fantastic it may seem. I remember we visited the warehouse, Doc Brody went in to check it out, John and I rented another vehicle, and Jimmy and Percy stayed with the original car to facilitate a hasty retreat. Brody then started running out of there. Something knocked out the warehouse door, and we drove off to grab a bite to eat. Ugh. After that, things are a little fuzzy. I must have been drugged, or, obviously I've hit my head pretty darn hard, because, there's a dent in the back of my skull. But I recall seeing Brody's crab monsters, hearing gunshots, and me heroically ripping off one of the monster's heads. I'm pretty sure that I saved everyone's lives, and they are very grateful. Yeah, that sounds about right. Anyway, my head is starting to throb again, so I'll take a nap. Hopefully, some of the guys come and get me out of here. I really don't want to have to call the wife. John's a good guy. He'll probably come and break me out.
Cool.
Great, thank you. Excellent. Okay, going to rewind a hair from Stanley's intro. You've just dropped him off at the hospital. You're in the parking lot. You are all in your car. But I have a couple questions before you decide what you're going to do. When you dropped him off, there was a nurse at the front. The emerge entrance, you rolled him in. Oh my God, what did you say? Did you say you witnessed an accident, or you found him, or your friends, or
No,
what did you?
I think we would have said he fell down the stairs, hit the back of his head.
Okay, great.
I think he hit the metal railing on the way down too.
Okay. Did you give them his name? His whatever you had in terms of, I guess he has his wallet on him. I'm assuming that you know other information, but what they would need to register him. What did you give them for that information? And
well, let's clarify something else. Did we take him to Boston General, or did we drive to Providence and put him in the hospital there?
That can be your decision. Yes.
How long of a drive is that?
It's an hour. But it's not in Massachusetts anymore, so anybody looking for us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we're at Providence, and we say that he fell down the stairs. We're on vacation.
Okay, Providence it is. All right. So are you family members? Or they're going to ask, are you family members or friends, or
we're all
friends?
Colleagues, yeah,
friends. Okay. They'll give you a bit of a suspicious look, like,
what are you guys up? I mean, I don't think we're all there, are we?
No.
Are we all going to check him in?
So,
I'll take him in. And I'll just say I'm Dr. Brody from Toronto.
I'll go there, and I'll say, actually, he is my cousin.
Okay.
Okay.
I
you
want
can
to
work on it
secure
another
those
time, that's good.
visitation rights, you know.
Okay. I'll give you that. So they take your name down, John. You're the cousin, and Dr. Brody is the person assisting you, bringing him in. And Stanley's been admitted. Doctors checking him out. They say, "Wow, it's quite a crack to the head your friend took." Okay, well, why don't you check in with us tomorrow, and we'll give you an update. And he's stable. We'll bandage him up and check him out. Try to verify he's got a good, nothing serious happen.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. So
we got to find a place to
you can
stay.
decide what to do. Yep.
Should we stay at the Biltmore or the Omni? Jimmy, which one do you want?
Dr. Brody. The Omni sounds, well, the Omni sounds nice anyway.
All right, we'll stay at the Omni.
Okay. Easy enough. This time of the... Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Jeff. Go ahead. Your finger went up. Yes, Jeff.
I was just kidding.
Oh, you were going to say Biltmore, were you?
No, Dr. Brody asked me where I thought. I was okay.
Oh. Okay, cool. Omni it is. You go. It's this time, the 1929, the hotel's not full. They've got space for you. I'm going to actually, it is Wednesday evening. It's Wednesday evening. So middle of the week, lots of availability. Price is a little better than the Biltmore. Room available. Now, in terms of, I'll just say you register. Whose name are you registering under? Or what name?
I'll put it under my name.
Okay. One room or two?
Let's do 2 rooms.
There's what? How many of us? 4 of us? Yeah, 5 with Stanley?
4 right now.
Right.
I'll get a room of my own.
Right.
In my own name.
Okay.
I'll get like a, what do you call that? Like a room with 2 beds, you know? I want to say double, but a double's a double bed, right? Or whatever. You know what I mean?
Two twins or something like that.
2 twins.
A room with 2 twins.
Yeah, Stanley's got to have a nice place to sleep when I break him out of the hospital.
Okay. All right. Do you want adjoining rooms, or are you just going to take what they give you?
No, we'll try to get adjoining rooms.
Easy enough. Okay. How many floors does the Omni have? I know about the Biltmore.
Like 13 or 14. I don't know.
Okay. Easy enough. They say, do you want a high floor or a lower floor?
It doesn't matter.
7th. There you go. You get 7th floor. All right. They give you decent room. Just for money, John and Stanley have their newly found cash. And just so you know, Dr. Brody, Jeff, and Mick, Dr. Brody, Jeff, and Percy, rather, you have
Jimmy
the
and
remnants. You have the remnants of what was given to you by not by Brent Sterling, by Dean, which is a substantial sum still. The safe house, he took care of that. You had he handed you a wad of cash that came from Dominion's fees that they've provided him to cover expenses. Sure. So you're not low on money, but you do notice you're actually going to start paying attention to how much you spend a bit, just because you don't know how long you don't have any other income right now. So this is what you've got. The menu is inside the door of the rooms for all of you. It is reasonable price food, not as nice as the Biltmore in terms of menu, but still decent.
There are 100 places to eat outside that are really nice.
Yeah.
So,
I
think it's quite late at night. Sorry, go ahead.
I think John has a girlfriend in Providence, so he's going to probably drop by to see if she's around. Okay. I mean, Stanley's not using his side of the room yet,
It is like 5 a.m. right now, I think. Would it not be? I believe that's around.
Oh yeah. We'll do that after breakfast. Sorry.
Okay.
Apologies.
All right. So you check in, you unload. Everybody's going to want to crash, I assume. Well, except for
probably sleep for several hours.
Get some sleep for several hours. I'll just assume this is the first day you're there. It's now Thursday morning, because I was assuming Wednesday, but yeah, it's now. Well, no, it is Wednesday. It's Wednesday morning. You wake up noonish, say. all pretty much wake around the same time. The sun's streaming in the windows. You hear the maids knocking on the door. They want to turn down and tidy up a bit. So I'll just assume that you all get up. You have breakfast, lunch, whatever you want to call it. Poking
We can have
around.
brunch. Is that a thing yet?
You can invent it.
No, we get what we can get.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there a deli?
Easy enough. Pardon me?
Go to a deli or something.
There's deli down the street, sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Deli. Let me see. Okay. Yeah. So deli, get food. Anything in particular you're planning on doing this day? Sorry, I know the microphone's doing it again. Sorry. Anything in particular you're planning on doing today?
Well, we need to discuss it. So what next? I think that Stanley's going to be up for at least a week. Is there anything we have left in Boston to do?
A week? Nah, he's not going to be in there a week.
Well, I'm not sure I want to move him yet. He took a pretty nasty bump to the head. I think we're
He's
safe
fine.
enough here for a week. Don't you think?
He'll be fine, don't you? Jesus Christ, man! Don't you have any sense of urgency? Like that shit that went down back there?
I do, but they're going to be searching around for us, and I mean, if they figure it out that it's us, we got what we wanted. We've got both parts. Now we need
I thought you wanted a third one.
Yeah, the third one's probably in Florida.
And these parts are what's bringing those things here?
I think so. I think that's what they're using them for.
Jesus,
I don't know
man,
whether
thought you guys were all nuts. I didn't think those things were real.
Yeah.
See, that thing almost killed Stanley.
Yeah. I don't think that I think that they're aliens from some other place, whether it's another planet or another dimension.
But those artifacts you're collecting have something to do with them.
Yep. And we want to make sure that the bad guys don't get a hold of them.
You're going to make sure no guys get a hold of them. The good guys are just as bad.
Agreed. Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine what the U.S. government would do with that if they had those things?
Probably fuck up a great deal.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Anyway, I'm going to get Stanley out of the hospital tonight.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you think that you're not going to end up doing more harm than good? He's barely...
Nah, he'll be fine. I'm going to go visit him, actually, here a little bit after we finish up here.
Why the hell did we
You guys
take
wanna-
him?
Hmm?
Why'd we take him?
Well,
I mean, I
get
figured he was
fixed
going to
up.
die if we didn't get him fixed up.
He'll get some proper bandages and proper medicine, and
Yeah.
I mean, you're not that kind of doctor, are you?
No, I'm a biologist, so
Exactly.
I mean, people don't heal overnight. In fact, I'd say that people probably heal just one hit point of damage every night if they will make their roll. I just don't.
Well, I'm just saying that some people don't want to spend all night cooped up in a hospital either. Besides, Stanley, he's got shit to do. I don't think he plans on staying in Providence for a whole week. I mean, I only just met him, but I mean, he's probably got a wife, maybe kids. Who knows? People are gonna start asking questions if he doesn't at least get a hold of them.
Well, that's why we left Boston. But what do we want to do now? We've got the evening. Do we want to go back to Boston for any reason? Jimmy?
The only thing I remember was that we still had the notes we could go through, the files and the financials. And if I remember seeing this, I'm pretty sure I saw Percy pick up a crumpled piece of paper out of
Oh, that's right.
Deersworth hand.
Has Percy crashed already?
Percy
this is
got
nice.
up, had a bite of breakfast. He's returned to the hotel room. He said he needed a bit of a sleep to lay down.
Well, maybe I'll go up there and get those papers if he still has them and find out what they are.
You know what else too? I was thinking, this whole time we pretty much have been running from Deerworth, right? Like he's the
Yeah.
one that's been chasing us, and he's the one that we've been on the lam for and hiding out in Boston. He's out of the picture now. Do we have any real threats at this point? I mean,
Well,
assuming somebody steps into his place from Dominion, that's one thing. But
do we
I
know
don't know.
that he was actually the director of Dominion, or was he just a director?
Wait. Any real threats? Did you see those things in the warehouse? I mean, you obviously saw them before, but
well, that's actually my next good. That's what I was going to say next. Is that it seems as though those creatures have turned on Deersworth now.
right, because he had that thing that you have now.
But
Well-
he used that to summon them as the working theory. So,
But don't you think maybe if there's more of those things here that they might want that too?
I don't know.
Okay.
They had the opportunity to pick it up and walk off with it, and none of them did.
Well, that's a fair point. Maybe they're like not that smart, right? Like animals or something.
Maybe they're more like animals. I'd like to know who the other person was, though. There was another person there.
I thought they were just security guards. No.
No, there was a person threatening Deersworth when the creatures attacked.
Oh, I don't remember that.
I think Brody was the only one who heard it.
Yeah, I was inside. See, this is what my theory is. My theory is that originally Pardue found the objects, and he ended up summoning those Migo up into Canada. And then when Deersworth got a hold of the same artifact, he must have, maybe even just last night, he must have attempted to summon them, hoping that they wouldn't be hostile. And obviously they were hostile. Maybe it forces them here, which they don't like very much. I mean, why would you? Well, we could be right in the middle of celebrating Migo Christmas, and all of a sudden, shoop, they're pulled right out and into our world. That really pissed me off. And they seemed to kind of go back, didn't they? When we killed them, they were just sort of zipped back to wherever they were. I heard somebody say maybe it's like a rubber band. You know, we pull them here, and then when we let go, they snap back. I don't know. All I know is we got two pieces, and we need the third thing, whatever it is. And it's our only lead is that doctor. What was it, Dr. Clayton Debussy.
Or Debussy.
Or yeah. And last known place he was seen was Florida. I don't know, guys. I'm running on fumes. Very little fumes. We could just take these two pieces and try to destroy them, or I don't know. How will we know that we've got the third piece if we don't have the other two pieces?
Well, maybe you got to get the third one then, and then destroy all of them.
Agreed. I think so. I think the very concept of studying them is that's how everybody got into this problem in the first place. I think the preacher had all three of them originally. The one in I don't know, California. You don't know the whole story. It's a long story.
Yeah, I got no idea what you're talking about, but I know Stanley's rotting away in a hospital bed, probably eating hospital food right now. So I'm going to grab him a sandwich here and bring it over to him with some proper coffee.
All right. Well, make sure he's well enough to move. I mean, if he's sick, I mean, at least maybe we wait till tomorrow night. But I mean,
So you want to come with me? You're a doctor, right?
No, I don't want to go. I don't like hospitals very much.
Oh, that's why you're not a real doctor. I got it. Okay.
Right. I'm a scientist, not
Yeah.
a medical doctor. I do experiments. Doctors shouldn't do experiments.
So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get a I don't know, like a big Reuben sandwich or something, and and some like black coffee, and I'm just gonna bring it to the hospital with me.
Okay. Easy enough. All right. Well, you're heading to the hospital then. That's your plan.
Yep. Gotta go see how Stanley's
Okay.
doing.
What are the other two doing right now? He's heading that way.
I don't know. I think Percy's wandered off somewhere.
He said he was
something-
tired. He woke
something-
up, ate, said he was still tired.
Jimmy, what should we do? Anything?
That's why I woke up at noon.
Any research we can follow up?
Yeah, well, that's what I was saying earlier. I'd like to look at the other notes, the financials.
Oh yeah,
and
let's
that
take
piece
a
of
look
paper.
through all that stuff. Let me go get the notes from Percy.
Okay.
All right.
Easy enough. It's right up, back to the hotel, up the stairs. Percy snoring away. You can see the files are beside him. He didn't really get to looking at them, but he put them beside him. Then he crashed. And you see the piece of paper is on the nightstand right beside his bed.
Let's take
Crumpled.
these back to our room and go over them. All right, so we'll lay them out on the
Okay.
table in front of us.
Okay. What do you want to look at first?
I don't know, what is there? Let's look at the note first.
There is. Okay. The note is phonetically written, and it's just gibberish as far as you know.
Some sort of a spell, you think?
Yeah.
I'm talking to Jimmy.
Oh, sorry.
Spell. Why would it be a spell?
Well, something that activates the artifact.
Oh,
I mean, I say spell because it looks like some sort of weird spell, but obviously the combination of sounds maybe triggered the artifact. So
is it another language?
it looks like it. I can't tell which by this phonetic writing.
Is it Sean? Is it long, or is it just like 5 or 6 syllables? Or
It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What you would say words. 8 parcels of letters broken up into what you assume to be
Okay.
words.
And I wouldn't say them out loud.
You're looking at it. Could you do a spot hidden, both of you?
That's a pass exactly.
hard pass. Sorry.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry. Regular pass. I'm sorry. Regular.
Regular pass. It's the only thing you can tell from looking at this is it's almost like it's written in pencil, like pencil. And when you look at it, the only thing you find interesting or odd about it is it looks like it's been written with 2 different shades of pencils, very close, like 2H, 3H. Like it's just enough that you can maybe, I mean, if either of you have ever taken any drawing classes in school or anything, you can just note the difference in some of the letters. It's just an odd little thing you pick up. It's like someone started writing it and then went back and wrote more of it over top of it with different colored pencils. Not color, but darknesses or heaviness of pencil.
So
Does it
Great.
look like the same handwriting?
Yes.
Okay.
So is it like they wrote it out in a lighter shade and then they went back with a darker shade and wrote over the top, but it doesn't completely match?
It looks like they wrote it. And as you're looking at it, you think, well, that looks like it was an O. One fine example is one thing looks like an O, but now it's a Q. But the line that makes it a Q is a different shade. Or something else, it looks like it was a P. And if you look really closely, it's been erased and turned into a B. Like there's actually a place where you can see that there was a mark. So the lettering has been changed ever so slightly in a few words here and there with a different shade of pencil. Not a
You think
lot,
it's-
just enough to change a few of the letters.
Do you think it's been sabotaged?
That's hard to say. Or corrected, one or the other. In other words, it was incomplete first and then it was corrected. I don't know. Maybe that explains why they turned on him. Maybe he didn't do it right.
Well, then what would you think if I was going to recite this? I'd probably go with the dark lettering, right? Because that's what I'd be reading. Unless, I mean, is it really noticeable, or would you go, oh wait, that's a B, that's not an E?
It's only noticeable because you're examining it. If you just picked it up, if it was a shopping list, you'd go, bananas, cucumbers,
If I was
flour, water.
if I was in a semi-dark warehouse and I picked it up and I looked at it, I would just see the dark letters and I'd read it. And yet, so maybe he summoned it, but he did it wrong and he got in trouble. I don't even know if that's what happened. We don't know. This is every time we talk, it sounds like I'm crazy. Am I crazy?
Actually, you're looking at it, you're talking, you're surmising. There's actually whole letters that have been added. So at first you're noticing a few letters where some of the symbol of the letter has been changed a bit or modified, or maybe something's been erased. But now you look closely, this darker, slightly darker pencil has actually, there's a few letters that have been added to the words here and there. So it's just enough to change the pronunciation of a few words here and there.
Well, let me pull out a
not
notebook.
quite sure.
I'm going to pop out a notebook, and I'm going to see if I can copy both versions down side by side. And while I'm doing that, maybe, Jimmy, you can look at some of the other papers.
Sure.
Okay, I'll let you choose what you're going to look at briefly, and then you're taking some time, you're both looking over. The hospital's not that far away, but what were you going to look at, Jimmy?
I really have no knowledge of financial stuff. I mean, I can look at it in case something jumps out like missing Migo artifact. You know, I would understand that, but I would imagine it might not be that clear. So I'll start with the notes. I think I'd started scanning the Ontario version last time.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe now that we have more time, I'll go back and start with that one, reread what I read before, see if anything else pops out at me.
Okay. That said, you're looking at that. I'll give you an hour to search through that. How's that? But
Okay.
in the meantime, skip over to John. You're at the hospital.
You're muted.
Sorry, I know the mute button wasn't working. All right. So I got the sandwich and the coffee, probably did they have styrofoam then, or would it have been paper cup, whatever it is? I don't know what they'd have. Paper, yeah. So I go up to the reception. I say, yeah, I'm here to see my brother, Stanley Berkowitz.
Brother?
Sorry, cousin.
Oh.
My cousin.
Do you do that? Sorry, cousin.
That's a good question.
You said cousin.
You want me to roll something?
No, I'll give you that. You were thinking, through it. And you almost said brother, and you went, wait, no, cousin.
My cousin.
You could cousin. Yeah, no, well, you could be. It depends where you're from.
It was a long night last night.
So she says, "Oh yes, that would be Mr. Berkowitz." Ah, okay.
Yes.
Yes, certainly. And they point down the hallway to a room, and there's a man in an orderly in a white suit with a bow tie and short sleeve dress shirt sitting outside, just twiddling his thumbs, waiting for someone to ask something be moved. The doors open, and you can see Stanley sitting up, awake, just sort of looking around off into space, and you are together.
Stanley.
John,
Hey.
how you doing?
How are you doing?
I'm all right. These pills, they're
Good medicine, huh?
pretty great.
Yeah, are you hungry? I brought
Yep.
you a sandwich.
Oh, I'm starving.
Yeah.
Is that a Reuben?
Yeah.
Oh, delightful.
Here, coffee too. It's black, but I guess you could probably get some milk from the orderly if you need some.
No, black's fine. Black's fine. They didn't let
Sugar
me sleep
too,
much.
if you
They didn't let me sleep much during the night. Something concussion or whatever.
Yeah. Anybody asking any weird questions?
No.
No. You didn't get a visit from the cops or anything, did you?
No.
No. Good. So when are they gonna let you out?
I don't know. I haven't asked. Let's get the nurse. Hey, orderly.
Yes,
Can you
yes,
get
sir.
nurse Ratched, nurse Ratched? Can you bring her down here? I got a question.
Yes. Certainly. Do you need anything? Do you need some water or anything, sir? I'll bring that as well if you need that.
Well, I got some coffee right now, so I'll be all right. Thank you.
Okay. Well, don't let the doctor see you drink coffee. I don't know if they approve of that yet, but I'll just say I didn't see anything. All right, back in a minute. He wanders off down the hallway, and unless there's something you want to talk about for 30 seconds, she arrives.
You're not allowed to have coffee, Stanley? Like, what the? This is like a prison. We gotta get you out. We gotta get you out of here.
I don't know. Well, that'd be great. Yeah, I haven't tried walking. I'd probably be able to walk.
John will light up a cigarette and give one to Stanley. They probably don't let you smoke either here.
No, they don't.
Did he light up a smoke?
Yeah, it's 1929. Why not?
I suppose it is, isn't it?
Probably the doctor smokes while he's doing surgery on you.
Hold my ashtray, nurse.
Hell, the nurse might even smoke nowadays. Openly.
Well, the nurse says, how are you feeling, Stanley? We haven't spoken in a little while.
A little woozy, but it could be the pills.
Well, they are some pretty heavy pain medicine, but how's your vision? It's okay.
Nothing swirling.
Okay. Well, you're here. This is your cousin, I gather?
Yeah, cousin.
Well, why don't you give us a hand, you and the orderly, and let's try to see if we can get you up walking for a little bit.
All right.
So roll a dexterity, see how it pans out for you. At a minus that I won't tell you about.
At a minus what?
I'm not telling you.
Okay. That's a fail.
Down to the floor. They catch you. I mean, the two of them, they're holding on to your arms. You go down, so they help you up again. She goes, well, you gotta be able to walk 10 feet before we'll let you out of your bed. 10 feet
that's
out,
fair.
10
That's
feet back.
fair. Is that 10 feet with or without the pain meds?
Well, the pain meds make you tired, but you should be able to walk 10 feet and back before we let you.
I don't know. I can't quite feel my toes.
Oh, well, maybe we should just let you lay back down again.
Well, let's try it again.
Well, go ahead. Roll again.
Oh, there we go.
I'm
going to spend one luck and make it an extreme success.
All right. You start walking, and then just like in a music video, you push them aside and you just walk to the wall and back. You say, I was just joking.
Yeah.
All right. You pull it off. You show her you can walk back and forth. She says, okay, well, that's good. Well, let's just sit down for a minute and we'll do all the checks that we do at this noon time. And
sure.
She says, food is coming, and she looks over at the sandwich. She says, or not. I'll say I brought you food. There's nothing, no diet restrictions for this. So she just does the checking you out and poking at your head, checking your bandages and checking you got a couple stitches in your scalp. Generally, she says, well, you're better than you were when you came in. I was here right afterward. I'm about to leave my shift right now. So let's just say, and she looks at you, John, as his cousin, will you be collecting him when he's ready to leave?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to take him home.
Oh, great. Okay, well, I'd like the doctor to see him very shortly, but the assumption is he's probably going to stay another night or two. So let's just you visit for a bit, but you should probably leave in a while. But we'll make sure he's taken care of, and you can come anytime you want to visit, except outside of visiting hours, which
Oh
are
yeah,
from
yeah.
7 at night until 6 in the morning.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. Can he have coffee at least? Yeah.
Well, as long as the doctor doesn't see it, I'm sure it's okay. We want him
All
to
right.
be able to sleep. That's why they don't want to give him coffee.
Yeah, of course. But listen, I could drink a pot of coffee and go to sleep for 5 hours right afterwards. I'll tell you what.
Okay, well, she skedaddles, leaves off. The orderly goes back outside to sit in his chair and hum and wait for other people to ask him for things to do. There you go.
All right. Well,
All
yeah,
right.
I mean,
Well, so
another night or
John,
two, huh? Yeah.
I guess hopefully just one. But so John, we got pie. Well, I got pie, and we drove back. And I remember we dropped off our rental car, and what happened? Did I
Uh,
trip down some stairs? Something? It's all a jumbled mess.
do
I
you remember
remember.
the crab monster?
I do,
Yeah,
but
you and
that
I,
can't be right. That no
we were
no no.
we were fighting it. We were fighting one of them, and yeah, you got hurt.
Yeah. Pull the other one.
But yeah, they're good guys. We got you to the hospital. We're in Providence, by the way. We're not in Boston anymore.
Oh. Explains the smell.
Got
Smells
anybody
different.
back home to be looking for you?
Uh, Not necessarily. The wife's off living with the sister right now.
Oh,
Because well, the layoff was financially irritating.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, hey, I got a girlfriend here in Providence, so if while we're here, when they let you out, I mean, well, you can have visitors, right?
Yeah. I don't see why not. You talking about in or out of the hospital?
Whatever.
Out of the
Depends on how
hospital,
long they keep
sure.
you here. All right. Well, listen. Enjoy your sandwich.
Will do. Hey, thanks for bringing it in.
Hey, by the way, you really fooled me with the falling on the floor bit, man. You just ragdolled like it was nothing. Were you an actor or something?
Sure. I did some college stuff. Yeah.
All right. Well, anyway, we're all staying at the Omni, which I'm assuming isn't terribly far from here. I don't know anything about Providence, but I assume it's not a very big town.
No, it's nearby.
All right. So the
Or a very
Omni.
big city. So,
Well, if you guys
Okay.
if you guys could bring me any reading material, or you're saying the crab monsters are real?
well, yeah, man. You don't remember that?
Well,
Come on, that was
I'm not sure what I remember is accurate. Like I got this crater in the back of my skull.
yeah.
My my occipital lobe probably looks like scrambled egg right now.
Your what?
Brain.
Oh, right. Well, I don't know about that. I mean, you probably wouldn't be sitting up here talking, and
Likely, but figure of
it's
speech.
just a skull. The skull's thick. Probably grow back stronger though.
Yeah, no, one
Bones, they
spot.
do that. I
Yeah,
heard. Yeah.
sure.
John Burnett just made his guilt roll an extreme roll. Success.
An extreme success on guilt. All right.
But
Well,
yeah. Well, anyway, no, man. Yeah, that's
if I'm in here for another day, bring me in something to read.
the
Gets
crab
boring
people
looking at the
are
wall.
Wow. I'll bring you something in a little bit. I'm sure they got something around here somewhere.
Yeah.
What do you want? What do you like? Newspapers, books,
Anything.
smut?
The wife doesn't know I'm in Providence. Maybe.
Fair enough. All right.
All right. Okay. So you're gonna go back to the hotel, or what are you gonna do?
Well, no, I'll go down and try to see if I can find him some. There's got to be a bookseller or something like that around here, maybe, or
There's a little
newsstand.
library kind of thing. Like there's a newsstand down outside. You saw.
Mhm.
However, as you walk out and you see at the desk where the nurse is standing.
Mhm.
You walk out of the room, and you see a man in a long dark coat with a fedora type hat, and he's talking to the nurse with his back to you, and she's pointing in the general direction of where you are,
Mhm. I'll
and he's
instinctively
nodding.
move out of that direction a little bit to
Okay.
sidestep off to another side.
Well, there's another room across the way. There's a
Sure.
yeah. Okay, you step into that room.
Mhm.
Easy enough. It's an empty room. There's nobody in that room. The lights are out. The door is open.
Convenient.
You step in, and you see the man. He just walks up. His face is shaded, and he's got the big hat on. His
Mhm.
collar's up, and he sort of walks by the room, glances in, looks around the room. Stanley, you catch the glimpse of somebody looking in the room, just some guy. You don't really see who it is, and then he just walks off.
I want to follow him.
All right. He just heads off down the hallway. There's a sign that says stairs at the end of the hallway. He's heading that general direction. He just opens the door to the stairs and goes in.
I will follow. I'll try to catch the door before it closes completely, so I can
Okay.
slip in and then let it latch behind me.
All right. Latch. You do so. He's down like a flight of stairs ahead of you, and he's heading down.
I'll try to
You're
move
on the
down the
second
stairs.
floor.
Yeah, I'll try to move down the stairs quietly so he doesn't hear me walking above him.
Okay. Do you have any kind of a? Do you have? I don't have a character sheet from you.
I have
Stealth roll?
stealth. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of my best skills. I'm a burglar after all. I rolled a
Using
5.
different. You do good. You're using different dice than last week. So.
I guess.
All right.
Don't tell Stanley.
Easy enough. You're down the stairs. You get behind the fellow. He goes down to the main floor. I won't make you roll again. He gets out into the main floor where it's busier.
Mhm.
He just starts heading towards the exit.
Follow him.
And he
Let's see where he's
continues.
going.
He goes out the exit, and he goes into the park. There's a cab outside. Like there's a few cabs.
There's a few
And he
cabs.
hails one, gets inside.
I get into another
Oh,
one.
sorry. He opens the door. Sorry.
I get into another cab
Okay.
and I tell him to follow him.
Do you say it right? Do you say follow that car?
Exactly. Yeah. Follow that car.
All right. Yeah, he literally, the cab leaves and drives a relatively short distance to the Omni Hotel. Stops in front of the Omni Hotel, and he gets out.
Keep following him. I'll tip the cabbie.
Okay. You should probably. I'll say when you get to the Omni, it's not a problem because honestly, it's a pretty busy place this time of day. It's not super busy, but busy enough that there's no real. He doesn't seem to be looking over his shoulder or watching
Okay.
for people
I
following
mean, I
him.
would still try to be careful just because,
Yeah.
now that he's come to the Omni, I wonder if he's looking for us. So he might recognize me if he saw me. So I'm going to try not to. I'll try to avoid his detection anyway.
Okay. Yep.
Whether it's, the old newspaper trick or whatever,
Yeah. Easy enough. As you're following him, he does turn as he gets into the elevator. He gets into the elevator. He walks in and he's turning around.
Okay, I get in with him.
It's your contact. Brent. Sorry. Don't ignore what I just said. Not your contact. It's it's a fellow. Could you do a spot hidden?
Sure. Nope. I rolled a 93.
Well, he looks like an upstanding person. He looks very
He's just a dude, huh?
trustworthy and upstanding.
Just a dude.
He's just a dude.
Spying
Just
on
some guy.
Stanley and looking down at Stanley and then coming back to the Omni Hotel. I'm going to see where he goes. What floor does he press?
He goes up to the 6th floor.
Mm-hmm.
Or that's the button he pushes.
Mm-hmm. I push the 7th floor.
Okay. He's humming. Just some little ditty in his head. Nothing you can recognize. Goes up to the 6th floor. Ding.
I feign like real interest in this newspaper article.
Okay.
Like, can you believe this? At this rate, the Red Sox are going to be the worst team in the league.
He says, "Oh, I only follow sports from out west where I used to live." That's all he says. He's, Elevator door opens. He steps off.
Before the door closes, I kind of try to stop it. And I look to see where he's going.
But I would say that there's probably someone operating the elevator in this.
Oh yeah, there would be, wouldn't there?
Yeah.
Yes.
He's opening the gate. Yeah, so you're like, stop.
Shit.
No.
Yeah, I'm really, really poor on the 1920s. Sorry.
That's okay. I wasn't there either.
Right. Yeah,
There's
so
no
I
guys
will.
doing that when I was a kid.
I will stop him. I'll stop him by handing him like a $5 bill or something.
Yeah. Oh, he goes.
And then I'll slip off.
Doesn't. Okay.
And I'll still try to
He
follow the
waits
guy
a
without
second.
being noticed.
Literally, he walks down the elevator 3 doors to the left, puts key in the lock, and turns and looks right at you.
I don't get a stealth roll. I guess I can't. I was out in the middle of the hall. Yeah.
Is this gonna help you?
Oh yeah, no, I'm in the room over next door.
Ah. All right. I'll try to keep it down.
607. I was thinking 707. Keeps messing me up.
He just smiles, goes in his room. Is that your room number, 707? Do you accidentally say your room number, or you just okay?
No, I was just saying because I had originally said I was going to the 7th floor, and now I'm getting off at the 6th floor. I'm just trying to cover my ass. I can roll fast talk if you want.
Yep. Sure.
That's a hard success.
Okay. He just nods, smiles. Have a nice one. Goes in his room, shuts the door, and you hear the latch go chink.
Right. I head for the stairs.
Okay.
And I'm going to whatever rooms we have with Dr. Brody. And oh yeah, I have a room next to them. So yeah, I go to the 3 rooms that we've rented.
All right. Well, you're arriving, I'm going to say, Jeff, you've been looking through the files. You wanted to look at the file from Northern Ontario, like that's the one you were looking at first.
Yep.
It has a very detailed history of the founding of the town, the opening of originally the mill, and then the mine opening later on in time. It has some handwritten notes on various persons who are historical figures that you've heard of in the town, including some that are still alive, as far as you know. It has a section on Dominion mining, the mine. Then it gets into the more nitty-gritty, where it actually talks about the findings of the carvings in the caverns underneath the mountainous area. It has information referring to another file, but it does say see other file of RE creatures, see file RE Star City, see file RE, and it's got some other things you do, like other references that don't seem to pertain to what the events of being there. But it's generally a very good, up to the point of the things that happened, details of everything about the town. And it does mention cultists. It mentions the stones, that there are 3. It mentions that there's like a summoning stone, a control stone, and what they're calling a power stone. The one interesting reference you say is a clamp. You just see it just says clamp already acquired, clamp in storage.
Sorry, you're saying clamp, C-L-A-M-P?
C-L-A-M-P. clamp you. Yes. Sorry, Futurama reference. But yes, so its references a clamp, the stones. It does reference another file. The history of the stones is referenced in a separate file that you do not have. It's pretty accurate write-up of what happened to you guys in the town and what happened in the town from the vantage point of someone who's been there afterwards and gathered information, but not necessarily talking to you.
All right. Very interesting.
Could you roll a spot hidden though? You need a pretty good success on this one.
I believe that's a 00.
A 00.
Sorry, 000. Well, I have the elder dice, so it's actually 2 elder signs. So I'm thinking that's bad.
You
Hit yourself in the face.
accidentally spill your coffee on the file folder.
Paper cut.
Oh,
I hate these
dog.
things.
Just as John's coming in the room, perhaps the sound of the door opening and you're getting into details of look at this. All the stuff is reminding you of everything that happened, and you just knock this coffee over the whole file folder. The papers are covered in coffee. I mean, it's not so bad. It's not like there's a way for you to set them on fire or anything, but you've got them wet, and you're just scrambling, grabbing towels out of the bathroom and doing what you can to dry them off. But everything is wet. Some of these there's actually some drawings of the creatures and of the things on the wall that were found in the caverns. Now some of them are smeared because they're paper's kind of vellum-y, kind of thin paper.
What the hell are you doing, Jimmy?
You scared me.
Jesus Christ.
We're
I used a key.
We're like the worst code breakers in the world, aren't we?
Nothing is permanently destroyed, but it's a mess.
I saw Stanley. He's feeling a lot better.
Well, that's good, but you didn't break him out tonight.
Nah, they said he should stay another night.
All right. Well,
He's up and walking around, everything, eating Reubens. He's doing fine.
All right. So tomorrow night he should be out then. Good. Did you find anything,
hey, listen.
Jimmy?
There's a problem, though.
What's the problem?
Some guy watching us. He's up in 605.
How the hell can anybody know that we were here?
Well, I don't know, but I saw this guy at the hospital. Gave me the creeps for some reason. I don't know why. It's something about...
You saw a guy at the hospital, and now he's here?
Yeah, he went over.
Shit.
He peeked into Stanley's room, and then he came here, and he's up on 6. I'm assuming we're lower than 6 now for some reason, but yeah, okay.
I think we're on 7.
Are we on 7 for real?
Yeah.
Non-Euclidean.
Oh, shit, I was just joking. I was just making up numbers earlier. Never mind. Sorry, yeah, he's down on 6.
What did he look like?
Well, you know, dark clothes, fedora hiding most of his facial features most of the time. He looked sketchy.
It's me. It sure wasn't me.
Yeah, no, I talked to him a little bit in the elevator. About the Red Sox. God, they suck.
Was he a cop?
Didn't look like a cop.
But how could anybody know we were here? And who? I mean, could it be somebody else from Dominion? But there was somebody else there. I don't think they saw me.
I don't know,
though.
man. But he peeked in on Stanley, didn't go in the room, and then he left, and I followed him here. Yeah, he's on 605.
He peeked in on Stanley. What if these things could change the way they looked? I don't know.
Well, I would say that's crazy talk, but given what I've seen in the last 24 hours, I don't even know what that means anymore.
I don't know what to do. I've become so paranoid about all of this.
Maybe we should go. Maybe we should go talk to that guy down in 605 and find out what the hell he's doing.
Is he alone? It was all alone.
Me, I didn't go in his room.
I guess we could. I mean, it couldn't hurt. I mean, we
You
could.
got a baseball bat or something?
I don't know.
Just in case you got to bust him up.
Well, I don't want to bust anybody up, but we could intimidate him into telling us who the hell he is. What if he's nobody? What if he's just some guy?
You know what's really intimidating? A baseball bat in the grill.
There's a knock on your door. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, sorry. There's a knock on the adjoining room door. No, wait, that would be where Percy is.
Oh, I want to wake up Percy.
I'm assuming you probably have the door open between the two, and you hear Percy. Just.
I like to say Percy, and I'll go answer the door, but I'm going to peek out through the.
There's nobody. You look out the door. There's nobody that you can see.
Desperately looking for a baseball bat or something.
Grab something. I'm going to open up the door and peek.
Flower pot.
I'm going to put the thing on the latch.
Yeah.
And open it just a little bit and peek, and I'm looking downward to see if there's somebody scrunched down.
There's nobody that you can see, but there is something in front of the door.
There's something in front of the door. Hold on. So I undo the latch. What does it look like? A package or a letter?
There's a package with a letter on top of it. Sorry, there's a package with a letter on top of it. There is no further wording.
Okay. I open up really quickly, grab it, and I pull it inside, and I close the door. Latch it.
Okay.
We got a package. Hopefully it's not a bomb. Is it ticking? No
Not ticking.
All right, let's see what this is. Let's look at the letter first.
Inside the envelope, which is not sealed, it's a Omni Hotel envelope, is a second envelope that is sealed and a piece of note paper from the Omni folded in half.
Okay.
It says, you look at the note paper, it says, "Gentlemen, I apologize for the subterfuge, but it's best we aren't seen together." And it says BS on the bottom.
Sterling? You don't know what Sterling looks like, do you?
Me?
Yeah.
I would think I would.
Oh, yeah. So you would have done it.
No, I don't. I don't know what Sterling looks like.
No, you were hired by Dean.
Oh, sorry. Sterling. Fuck, Dean.
Dean.
Dean. What?
Dean is the pilot that worked for Dominion.
Stockwell,
who asked
was it, or
both of you
something?
to assist.
All right.
Montgomery.
Montgomery.
All
Dean
right.
Montgomery.
Maybe that's who's downstairs. Let's open up the Well, let's.
Who the fuck is BS?
That's
It's
Brent
an
Sterling.
unfortunate set of initials.
The smaller envelope, does it have a name on it?
It says to Dr. Brody and crew.
Okay.
MM.
Let me open this up. So I'll open it up and look at it.
It's handwritten, not in the best of handwriting, but you immediately see that it says, "Dear Dr. Brody and others, I hope you are doing well. Clayton and I arrived across the border separately, per your instructions. We traveled separately back to Pardue Mills. When we arrived, we went about our business and tried to escape the horrors of the events in Ohio. I don't know what Clayton was doing for a couple weeks, but I decided to check in on him. When I got to his house, it was trashed. Door was hanging off its hinges, windows broken, furniture broken, things everywhere. There was blood on his icebox. Not a lot, but it didn't look like he'd been carving up any caribou anytime recently. I don't know what happened to him. I looked around, I searched around, and the only thing I found of note was this box of letters. So I sent it to you by way of our friend Mr. Sterling, and I hope you can make sense of it all. I'm about to call the police, but I'm waiting for a bit to gather my senses. And then she says, I'll make sure I'm at the bar every other night at 7 o'clock waiting for your call in case you want to talk to me.
It's from Ma.
MM.
Yeah. Ma Mackenzie. Clayton's apparently gone. Looks like he's either abducted or killed. Let's look in the box. See what we got here. Letters.
Who's Clayton? Who?
Clayton is one of our compatriots. You would have met him, except that he and Ma went back to Purdue Mills just before you arrived. He's part of this whole thing, but now he's either dead or captured. You can read the note for yourself. Ma Mackenzie is an amazing woman. Real mountain woman.
Sorry, I think I missed something. How did Brent Sterling figure into this?
Brent helped you
Sterling.
guys out. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Tom.
The package and the envelope outside were put there by Brent. He's probably the guy downstairs in the building. Okay.
So he wrote the first note saying we can't be seen together, right?
Correct. And
Okay,
then inside the envelope, there was another envelope addressed to me from Ma.
Gotcha.
And the
okay.
box is apparently Clayton's box of letters.
Okay, gotcha.
We can
Thank
go
you.
through this. Did my musings earlier come to anything writing down the two different versions of the
Yes.
text?
Yes. I'm trying to think what an accurate, I would just say it's just a matter of you taking your time to do it, and you did that. You were able to discern that there's two sets of words, very close, but things were changed. The lighter version was one set of words. The darker version was the modified set. So you've actually been able to separate them just by looking at it, just by being very careful and meticulous. You have two sets of words.
Okay.
It's still gibberish. It's still like phonetic.
And if I'm looking at the phonetics and I am in my head trying to think of how I would pronounce the word, does any of the words sound like a word in a language that I've heard spoken? You know, Espanol looks very much like Espanol. French looks like French.
No, nothing Germanic, nothing
Okay.
Latin.
All right.
I mean,
So
it's more guttural, more a lot of consonants, a lot of pairings of letters that you recognize, but not the way they're being used.
okay. So unrecognizable language, maybe even a code. All right. Shall we look through the letters in the box? Let's see what's in here.
Okay. All right. Well, these are letters that it's going to take you a while. You're digging through them. I assume you're all looking at them unless John's going to do something different. Percy's up. He's looking through the diary.
Okay.
He's gone off and take a look at the diary himself. He's making notes and muttering to himself and then looking for coffee and maybe a tipple. The letters are from a man who never signs his name. He only ever writes the initial C at the bottom of the letter. They are a series of love letters that start around the early 1900s, and they talk about they're directed to a woman, and the woman's name is Marie. Marie sounds about right. Marie. That's not important. He just calls her Marie. There's no last names used in anything you see, and this is letters, years and years of letters, and they all reference, I hope the enclosed money helps you and our son. The person is always sending her money. There's no postmarks on any of the letters. So they've been delivered by courier of some sort. They haven't been delivered in the regular postage. There's no return addresses. They start out with him saying, "You know why I left. I had to leave. I can't trust them anymore. I hope they are leaving you alone. I hope the money helps you out. Please don't go back to Pardue Mills. Keep our son in Toronto where he belongs. It's safe. Then I'm going to come to get you someday." That's the kind of theme that is in the letter. And now over time, the letters become a little less frequent. Instead of like a monthly letter, it's like less frequent, every couple months, every few months. And he talks about how busy he is and how he's been setting up a new practice, and someday he'll come to get her, but he's changing his name. He'll have to find a way to get her to find him, or have to come and get her. And there's no, you can, some of the letters you actually, if you do a spot hidden just for interest.
Oh no. I'm thinking
Okay.
it's from C to Marie
Yes.
Clayton? C? Well, why would he have all these letters?
Well, Clayton was 35, or is 35. Clayton right now, 1929, is 35. These letters are from approximately when he would be 2 or 3 years old, till about 5 or 6 years old.
Maybe these were to Clayton's mother from someone.
You get the gist that he's talking about their son, whoever this C is.
Right.
And he's sending money. He's saying that he has to keep in hiding, and then he's saying that he misses her. He would like her to come live with him, but he's trying to find a way. Then the letters get less and less frequent, and it appears that he's still sending money after a while, but then it slowly starts. He's not writing as often. Hold on, I got a call. And then he's just telling her that he loves her, he misses her, and it slowly becomes just talking about his life, his new life. And then they just end.
These don't seem like any kind of relevance to our. I don't know what this is, what to make of this. Any ideas, folks?
Mr. Sterling thought it was important, so it's got to be.
Pardue Mills. Well, maybe he didn't.
It's way above my pay grade. Speaking of which, I got to talk to Dean about my rates.
Hazardous duty.
This is in Pardue Mills, and it's involving Clayton. Boy, they got me. I don't even know if these have anything to do with anything. Maybe he thought they were important, but he didn't leave us any kind of clue as to why they would be important.
Jeff, are you looking at them as well?
I guess. I mean, I'm picturing Brody was looking at them, and then maybe after he read them, he set them aside, and then I'd pick it up and look at it.
I would. That's my thought, but make a spot hidden yourself.
I think that is a pass. Yes, pass.
All right. Round about one of the last letters, the one that says I'm going to be changing my name. Instead of signing that one letter with a C, because Dr. Brody brought up all these letters are signed with a C. Hold on for a second. He says, Dr. Brody's like, who is C? Who is C? How does this pertain to Clayton? And you see that one of the letters is initialed CD. Only one.
CD.
What was Dearworth's first name?
Arthur.
CD.
Do you want to hazard a idea roll?
Maybe.
Both of you,
Kaylin
perhaps?
Deacon.
Who's Kaylin Deacon?
I can't see the GM's face to see if there was a reaction when I said that.
There was no reaction.
There was no reaction?
Everybody's
Kaylin,
BS or CD.
Kaylin Deacon is the owner of Dominion.
Oh, I thought Dearworth was.
No, Dearworth is acting director, like his right hand man.
Dearworth is his chairman. Reginald.
Caleb Deacon. I mean, what's the significance?
Did you make that idea roll, or was it fails?
Yeah, I got a 29, which is actually almost an extreme, but it's a hard.
The name Clayton. You're like Clayton. Our friend
Right.
Clayton. Clayton Perry. Hold on. Clayton Perry. The name Clayton is just, you're thinking C, Clayton, but this is Clayton's mother, perhaps. Clayton. And then you think, oh, Clayton Debussy, CD.
Oh, Clayton Debussy, Dr. Clayton Debussy. So are we suggesting that Dr. Clayton Debussy, who was in Pardue Mills, if this is him, has a third piece, which we already guessed, but that he was in fact maybe Clayton's father? I don't know. It seems like a huge convoluted story. Let's see.
This is all a huge convoluted story.
Yeah. Well, what do you guys want to do next? This has to ponder around in our heads for a while.
I gotta go see Stanley again. I told him I'd bring him something to read.
Yep. It's dinner time. You guys have been looking at these letters for ages. But I'll just say that Percy came out, and he's got the diary in his hands. He says, "I've been reading through this man's thoughts. I have to think he's an old codger. He's got all kinds of crazed thoughts. I don't know what he's on about half the time." But after Percy explains, he says, the man writes every minutia about his day, everything going on. He's absolutely meticulous. And this diary only covers the last month. Sorry. And what you got out of him was he was going to attempt to utilize something, an artifact. And he had some wording that his son had sourced through research with all the other artifacts in the warehouse, that through his knowledge of and the scroll that was in the office, that his son had came up with this set of words, and he was going to be using them the night that you found him. There's other information in the diary as well about day-to-day operations, about trying to find the other artifact, about going to send out another team down south to try to see if they could try to locate the last piece. But generally, the man his patience was wearing thin. He wanted all three stones, and he was just going to try it out and see. And just because he was under the assumption that he could use this stone to get some more force behind his efforts to find the last artifact, and the one you have as well. He mentions you by name, Dr. Barodi.
So he was going to try to use the stones to find the third stone. We ain't going to try that. That's a terrifying prospect. What if those Miko just show up and eat us all? Right?
Wait. They eat people too?
Oh, well, I just said that. I don't know if they eat people or not, but mostly they just take them apart and put them back together again in different forms.
Jesus Christ, that's worse.
Yeah, I told you they took took the heads off of people and put caribou heads on top of them.
Yeah, but that was when I thought you were crazy and I didn't believe anything you were telling me.
Yeah, I wasn't crazy. Fucking terrifying. Hmm.
Well,
You're going to go to the hospital, you said? Everybody's
yeah, I'm
good.
gonna go to the
All
hospital.
paperwork?
I'm gonna get Stanley something else, something to
I
eat.
I think we need to get Stanley out of there and get the hell on into Florida. That's going to be quite a drive. And then we'll figure out
Yep.
from there. See if we can find this Dr. Clayton Debussy.
I'll swing by, get something else to eat for Stanley. Because I'm sure the hospital dinner is probably disappointing. So I don't know. 1920s. Did they have pizza?
Oh yeah.
I get
Oh,
a
yeah.
pizza.
Meatball
Get him a
subs.
fucking, yeah, I'll show up there with a pizza, and yeah. You know what? Oh shit. No, we're in Providence now. I probably don't know anybody around here. I was gonna try to get him a bottle of booze. No, just a pizza. We'll have to do.
Girlfriend might
No,
know
we're
where to
in-
get one.
We're in Prohibition right
Well,
now.
that's what it was.
Right?
I was gonna try to get. Yeah, that's right.
No, wait. No, we're not. I forgot which year it was.
Yeah, it ended in 1933. We're still a few years away from the end of Prohibition. So, yeah, no, I'll just get a pizza anyway. Bring it over to him.
Okay. Easy enough. You manage to find some kind of pizza type something, and you bring it over to him. No problem. You go in the hospital. You walk in the front door, and the lady at the desk, a different nurse now, she says, "Oh, can I help you?"
Yeah, I'm here to see my cousin Stanley. He's in room whatever room he's in.
207 or something like that.
Yep. He's in
Easy enough.
207.
Yeah, she says, "Oh, absolutely. He's up and around. He's chatting up everybody. He's in a great mood."
Oh, good to hear. Yeah, he's a tough guy, Stanley. He'll be out of here. He'll be out of here in the morning, I bet you.
All right. Well, you can see the doors open. The different orderlies sitting outside in the hallway, still humming, similar tune, not the same. Waiting for people to tell them what to do.
Yep.
Okay. You go in. Stanley's sitting there in his bed, sitting up, looks bored out of his mind, but he's got a smile when he sees you. So.
Welcome back.
Yeah. Here, I brought you a newspaper. And,
Delightful.
And some book. I don't know. This was a bestseller on the shelf. Whatever the hell
Is
it was.
that
It probably sucks, but
De Vermis Mysteries, huh?
Yeah, right. Yep. Yeah, the Times loved it.
Yeah.
So,
Well, thank you very much.
listen,
I've been trying to do a hand of cards or something with the orderlies, but got stonewalled for the past hour or so.
yeah.
Yep.
Now, I'm no lawyer, but do I have any law knowledge? No, I don't. Fuck. I mean, it's not illegal to check yourself out of the hospital, right?
Nope.
Not
unless it's a
I don't know.
psychiatric hospital.
Right. He's not under psychiatric care, right?
Not at all. He's been assessed. He's within his own, has his faculties. He's just a little dizzy at times and occasionally mumbles something about monsters.
How many slices of pizza has he eaten already?
2.
He's fine. Come on, Sam. Let's get you out of here. Let's just check you out.
That's the gauge, the pizza gauge.
He's eaten 2 slices of pizza in this few minutes.
It's internationally
he's fine.
recognized.
Yeah. Doctor always says if he's eating, sleeping, shitting, he's doing okay. So.
Well,
You sure you're not a medical professional there, John?
Maybe I should have been in another
sound like
life.
one.
Seems sound enough. Seems sound enough by me.
The doc's
Let's,
talking about going to Florida or something, and he's in a hurry,
Florida,
so,
huh?
Yeah. We're
It'd be
gonna
kind of warm down there. That sounds nice.
we're gonna stop this alien crab bug invasion thing.
Yeah. Sure.
So I'll probably stand pretty close to him anyway, all the way walking out. down to the desk to check him out because I want to make sure he doesn't fucking fall down again, just in case.
Okay. Stanley, you want
I'm
to
in
make
my
a
clothes. I'm in my clothing, right? Like they
Your
didn't put
clothing
me in a
is
smock
there.
or something.
well, no, well, you were in a smock. You're going to have to get dressed. Your clothing
Okay.
is there though. It's in a closet or something.
I'll go out in the hallway and give him some privacy while he
Definitely,
gets dressed.
definitely doing that.
Jesus.
The orderly's just sitting there. He goes, "You guys need anything? Need me to go get anything?" How's your
Nope.
friend?
No, you're
Oh, I'm
He's
doing
doing pretty
great.
good.
I am doing great.
Good stuff. All right. Okay. So what's your plan? He's dressed. There you go.
all right. Let's go down to the desk and check him out.
The nurse is like, "Are you sure? You just got checked in last night. You normally we'd expect you to stay for a couple of days with that kind of a wound in your head."
Oh, it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
His wife really misses him.
And when I'm out of here, I'll actually, people actually play cards with me.
The orderly
Looking
says,
at you,
"I was
Hank."
playing cards with you. Gee, I was losing to you. That's the problem. Or winning, you were losing to me is the problem. Well, she gets the paperwork to sign you out. It's not a problem. You can sign out. She does say that. Do you want to see the doctor before you leave? He's just about finishing his shift. Do you want to check in with him one more time?
No, that'll be fine. Thank you very much. We'll see you later. And I'll grab him by the arm and start leading him out of the hospital.
Okay, she steps out from behind the counter like she's a little concerned about this, that whether he's being coerced to leave or not. But just roll a dexterity just to make sure.
I'll flash her a thumbs up.
You just flashed
Let
her
me
something
roll a
else
sleight
before
of
you shut
hand.
your door when you got dressed.
Would you say roll dexterity?
That's okay. That's a hard. I'm really
That's a
dexterous
hard?
right now. Yeah.
All right. Well, you actually are able to make it. You survive the trip. You don't fall down, and you make it right out of the door. Are you going down the elevator, or are you going to take the stairs out?
Let's take the
We'll
elevator.
take the elevator. Yeah, jeez, come on.
All right. The bidding, you push the button, you go down.
I'm not completely insensitive to his physical situation. I just want to get him the hell out of here.
And the 180 concrete steps going from the front of the elevator down to the road.
Yeah.
All right, you make it out, you make it down the stairs. Did you drive to get him or walk to get him?
How far is it
Asked that.
from the Omni?
You took a cab back last time.
That's true.
And it was maybe a 3 or 4 minute cab ride.
I don't have my car here, right? We're here in
No, you drove in one car.
Dr. Brody's car or something, if I recall correctly. I don't remember.
Yeah, you'd have to take a cab or walk back a few blocks.
No, we'll take a cab.
Okay. Easy enough.
It's still before 7 p.m., right? During visiting hours.
Yep.
So
It's still before 7, so easy enough. The
get a
cab's
cab.
there. Great.
Take us to the Omni.
Takes you right back to the Biltmore, to the Omni.
Yep.
So this is the Omni.
This
Nice.
episode of Solstice brought to you by Providence Hotels.
Ones that we've both been in a lot.
You get in, you're in the front door. People are looking at you because you got a bandage on your head, and there are people looking at you. Like, what's going on?
I'll mean mug anybody who looks at him too hard. Like, hey, have some respect, okay? This man's just got out of the hospital. Leave him alone.
All right.
Oh no,
Easy
no.
enough.
I'm fine.
You don't see me gawking at that giant fucking thing on the front of your face you call a nose, do you? Get out of here. Get out of here.
All right.
Jeez, Stanley, some people have no manners in this fucking town.
You should be a little nicer, but that's funny. Yeah, that was a really big nose.
See that thing? Jesus. It's like a skyscraper growing in the front of his face.
Could stop traffic with that thing.
Now, Stanley, just so you know, you're not 100% okay. You're playing it up like, oh, it's all good, haha. You're managing to allow yourself to walk in a straight line. You're able to do that kind of stuff for a bit, but after you get out of sight of people, like you're in the elevator, you feel like, whoa boy, you're holding on to the side to hold yourself up because you're not 100%. And so you know, you didn't escape this completely without some kind of damage. As much as you discussed what happened the night before, you're losing memory of bits and pieces still. Like things are still coming and going. So yeah, you're not 100%, and you recognize this, but you are trying to hide it from everybody because you're happy to be out of there.
I want to help him out too. I'll help him if he needs to brace himself or something. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Yep. Oh, I don't just mean physically. I mean mentally. He's not 100% either. So
yeah. I don't know anything about his mental capacities, but I mean, it's no concern of mine. I just want to get him to the hotel room so he can lay back down.
Yep.
You want a beer or something? I'm sure I got something from your
I'm
girlfriend.
pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that the doc said no drugs or alcohol with the pain meds that I got.
Fair
So
enough. He also said
let's
no
hold
coffee.
off on that.
All right.
you don't have any pain meds with you, so they weren't giving you a bottle. They were just bringing
Darn.
them to you. So you are pain medless.
I didn't walk out of there with a shopping cart full of morphine and stuff.
I could probably just get that at the drugstore on the corner.
Oh,
If
likely.
only you knew somebody who could break into places and steal things. But
Oh yeah. That would be useful. It's almost a shame that all the people I know are fine, upstanding individuals.
Well, you're
all
all
right,
back.
so I'll let the
no,
guys
you're
know.
not, because you have your own room, right?
Yeah, I'll knock on Brody's door. Because
Oh,
I know Percy's probably sleeping. He's been sleeping all day, that weirdo.
he's back, huh? Excellent.
Yeah, he's laying down. He still needs his rest. We don't want to push him too hard, but yeah, he checked himself out tonight.
No, I think then we should get out of here maybe tomorrow. He can rest in the car. It's going to take
a lot of hours to drive to Florida in 1929. Could you even do it? I don't even.
3 days. 3 days it'll take us.
Yep, 3 days. That's what I got.
There were no highways, right?
Oh,
It's a
no,
goddamn cross-country adventure.
Yeah.
You could do it in 2 days if you've got someone playing banjo the entire time.
Really fast in the back seat.
Nope,
It's
John
like
does not play
1,100 kilometers or something like that, or whatever that is in miles. Yeah, you can. You have to do it in stages. I mean, it's not the kind of drive you're going to do all in like an all-nighter.
Right.
You need to be able to get gas in the evening and that sort of thing.
And that's just to Tallahassee, which is just the top of Florida.
In the Panhandle.
One of the things that came up with the Okefenokee Swamp, isn't that down on the bottom of Florida?
Georgia.
Oh, so that's Panhandle as well.
It's
I don't know why I thought it was way down at the bottom.
If you're looking at Tallahassee on a map, it's to the right and up.
Okay, so it's not Panhandle.
Not Panhandle, but it's still northern Florida.
Why do I know this? I'm not even from the States.
Well, what I was saying is that we also heard Okefenokee Swamp, and I thought for sure Okefenokee was
That sounds
way down
like that sounds like a song that you'd play on the banjo.
It does.
Anyways, that's Seminole Indian territory. So I guess there's nothing to do but wait. It's a bunch of weird love letters here. Not very erotic.
Man,
there may be a connection.
Providence sucks.
There may be a connection between our friend Clayton and that doctor, but I can't. Clayton would have been his son. So you think Dominion kidnapped his son so that they could try to get to him? That might make sense.
Do you want to do another look through the letters to sort and tie it in? You could do some more research with. You could do research with the letters and also the file, you could sort of try to combine some of the information. It's
Right.
up to you.
Yeah, I'll sit and do that. I'm not that tired. Let Stanley rest.
Yeah, Stanley can rest. It's just, I guess, do you have what do you wish to roll against that you feel would be most appropriate? Sorry, I'm sniffling away.
Let's see. I suppose it would just be intelligence, putting 2 and 2 together.
Mhm.
You think?
Yep. All right. Well, it'll take you another few hours, but what do you got?
Got 77 out of 85.
Okay. Another few hours, and you sort of try to piece together what's in the file about Ontario. And there was another file about Ohio that had very similar information. I'm just going to assume Jeff sort of started digging through that once he went through the Ontario one, though a little less information because it's more recent. And what you put together is some Dominion found the underground caverns, found this writing on the walls, and they knew that there was this Pardue had wanted to start the Star City, this fanciful city, and they were investigating. They found out these creatures were existing in the nearby area. But before any of that ever happened, when Pardue was starting to do his work, there was a doctor on the payroll of Dominion, and the doctor was Clayton Debussy. And he had a wife named Marie, and he disappeared in the night one time, sometime round about 1905, leaving his wife and child in Pardue Mills, and he took off with an artifact. And there's no record of them having found him since. They know that originally he was from Florida, but they haven't been able to track him down. They haven't been able to find anything down south connected with him. So they focused on the family for a while. Then the wife and child moved back to Toronto, and then all they know is that after a while, Clayton moved back to Pardue Mills, became a sort of a hermit, a hunter, and his name is now Clayton Perry. They don't know why.
All right. Anyone else? Other than that, I guess we just rest.
I'll let you do one more spot hidden just in case. You've already done your knowledge. I'll let you do a spot hidden.
My spot hidden did not pass.
Okay. Easy enough. All right. You're all tired. You're all zonked out. Percy's gone back to bed, sleeping again.
Guess we roadside motels for a few days, yeah?
Yeah. Pack light. Well, we got to pack what we got. It's everything we have.
Whose car is this anyway?
Whose car is it? Is it?
It's
Nobody
not
knows.
Deerworth's. You had a car, Dr. Brody, didn't you? You have you have a car and you have a trailer. I don't know if you took it with you too.
Yeah, I would have brought everything. I would have brought everything with me. So, but the car probably was originally maybe Sterling's.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're just using it. I mean, we could take my balloon. We could fly all the way to Florida. I don't think it would work. We'd crash a few times on the way.
No fucking way. I'm not getting in that thing.
It's perfectly safe. It's only about 30.
Perfectly safe for human beings to be up in the air like that. We'd have wings.
Oh, please. We've been doing this for 100 years now.
No, not we.
It's a true freedom to be up there.
You're a strange guy, Doc.
La Montgolfière. Beautiful. All right.
Next morning, I'm taking you all to sleep the night away.
Mm-hmm.
Stanley, you get another health point back. Okay, so you're feeling better, but you got a hell of a headache. I mean, it's the stitches are irritating. There's no massive. You're not bleeding like crazy, but you still got stitches and a little bit of bleeding. Bandage. You need to change that bandage, and you got a headache. You're still having some memory issues, things coming and going. You wake up, you're like, I'm not in the hospital. What the hell's going on? But you're up, Percy's up, and there you go. What you playing?
Well, I think we should head out. Any reason not to?
I don't know. Stanley's feeling good, right, Stanley? You feeling good?
Sure.
You can sit in the back and rest.
Yeah.
Speaking of
sure
what
it's super
person, you
comfortable.
can lean on each other. It's a huge back seat. You could fit 4 people back there.
Maybe a hammock or something.
For all those bumpy roads you'll be on.
All right, so off we go.
Off you go. Well, so who's driving?
I'll drive.
All right. First leg of the journey. I'm assuming the most logical route is for you to cut through Washington D.C. on the way, or do you have other? Do you want to pull up a map and?
Is it?
First, I don't know. I'm going by the existing routes and major roadways.
Well, let's see.
You can take a longer route and go different ways.
I don't think you would go through DC coming from Providence.
No,
would you?
I think we're going to go along the coast.
Okay. Might take a little extra time. Okay.
Let's see. We will go. Let's see. Where are we? We are.
You got
Providence.
maps in the glove box. You pick one up
Rhode
at the
Island.
gas station when you fill up.
We go Providence to New York to Philadelphia, Baltimore. Yeah, we might go Washington D.C. Richmond.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Just going along the coast.
That's a long drive.
All the way down Jacksonville, Florida. Wait, I went too far. Jacksonville and then over to Tallahassee.
How far do you want to drive on the first day?
We'll drive for eight hours. Do we know how many hours it'll take? I think I calculated it the other day.
Currently, driving current speed limits, it would take 18 hours and 55 minutes.
Yeah, I think it was like.
So,
I think at our speed,
do we have a conversion rate for modern speed versus 1920s speed?
I'm thinking it would be about triple that, but I could be wrong. Weren't cars doing like 20 mile an hour back then?
No, 35. But I'm thinking that maybe maybe about 30 hours, considering that we're gonna. So we'll say we drive for 10 hours a day. That makes it easy.
Yeah, fair enough.
In which case we'll stop in. Let's see. We'll stop in. Where's Providence? Oh, we'll say we stop in. Baltimore, and then I don't know, North Carolina. Maybe we go to Charlotte, and then we stop in Tallahassee. 3 days.
Okay.
Why? Do you have all the enemies waiting for us in Charlotte?
Well, I'm just. Are you driving yourself? Like, are you driving the whole distance, or is anyone
not necessarily? If somebody else drives part of it.
Okay.
Drive for 5 hours. Somebody else drives for 5 hours, and we rest.
All right. Well, just to make it fair, everybody make a spot hidden.
All right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
No, I've been having really hard time with spot hiddens.
I rolled a 4.
Very nice.
I got a extreme success.
Okay, that's 1.
I'm scrunching my eyes together because The sunlig's
Your
awfully
head-
bright.
Did
You
your
gotta-
head split?
Your head's not feeling so great. I'm going to
Get
assume
him
you
some
probably
drugs?
have some aspirin or something like that, but it's not going to take the. It's
Oh,
only going to take
probably.
the edge off.
It doesn't help that Brody's finding every single pothole in this damn road.
The aspirin.
Make
You don't
rooms.
need to take that shit. Here, this is what you need for pain. Pharmaceutical cocaine.
Pharmaceutical
They sell it over the counter back then. You could buy it in the drugstore, literally.
cocaine for pain. Yeah, that's a good option.
All right, your spot hidden was success. You got a very strong success. After a while, you're driving. You're getting close to the end of the day, and you're just glancing around, and you do look out the back window at some point, and you do get the sense that there's a car that's been behind you for a while, a little longer than you would think was normal given the number of twists and turns and stopping here and stopping there. And you watch it for a bit, and after you're watching it for an hour or so, you just to make sure, and then it gets a little closer, and then it just turns off a side road and vanishes.
This is while I'm driving or while Dr. Brody's driving?
I'd say it's while you're driving. You're looking in a mirror of sorts.
So just as I get convinced that it's actually following us, it turns and goes off another road.
Yep. Exactly.
I'll chalk it up to paranoia, keep it to myself, and keep driving.
Okay. End of the
'Cause
first
I'm
day's
not,
drive.
not doing a U-turn in this thing.
No. Well, you'd have to do like a 3-point or a 6-point turn or something with the
Yeah,
thing you're
9
towing.
point.
Okay,
Right.
end of the first day, you're stopping. You're going to get gas and get food and find a place to stay. Motel, not a problem for any of that. Next day starts. I assume you just start driving again.
Mhm.
Everybody make a spot hidden again.
That time I passed
Regular
with a
success.
hard.
Okay, it's 1, 2, 3. I'm assuming you're not driving, Stanley.
No.
Nope.
No.
I'll drive.
And,
Jimmy
and
wants
Percy's
to
not
drive.
driving either. It's already coming
Okay.
up with that.
This is while you are not driving, Dr. Brody. You as well. You heard John say that he saw a car following you, and it makes you think, well, maybe there's something to it. And you start looking in the back and behind. You see a car following at a relatively close, but far enough you can't see the people distance. And same thing happens. It's following you, and just at the point after an hour or so where you're thinking, you've mentioned it, maybe you're saying, "What are that?" It turns off into an industrial park in a small town you drive through, and it turns off, and it's like just gone. Dusty side road.
Hmm.
Black
I think
snake.
there might be, I don't know, I guess I wanted to say there was a car following us for the last hour, but maybe they just happen to be going in the same direction we are. They turned off.
Same thing happened to me yesterday.
Well, the thing is that the second they turn off, we're getting farther and farther away from them.
Oh. All right. Well, tomorrow, whichever one of us is driving, we see a car we think's following us again.
Well, I think the license
what do we
plate
do then?
started with a K. So you see a license plate with a K.
Then we, what do? We stop, confront them.
I don't know. If they turned off right now, we could completely change our route, but I don't want to.
Sterling found us in Providence with some sort of magical
Sterling's a witch.
radar.
Yeah, could be
What I'm saying
Sterling.
is
It
it might be Sterling following us.
Why would he turn off? I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. I'm not sure I'm completely sane anymore.
I'm pretty sure he's not Stanley.
All right, day
I
ends.
heard that, God.
Hotel, gas, food, the usual. I assume at some point somebody's checking the tires of the car. Someone's
Yeah,
checking
sure.
the oil. kind of thing.
Yeah, the gas
Um,
station attendant.
Yeah.
Like they're supposed to.
Yep. And
Mhm.
they got the brown suits and the bow ties and the hats and everything. So you wake up the next day and you do it all over again. This time the weather's getting a little wet. I mean, it's the time of year. It's starting to get some storms coming off the coast. Everybody make a spot hit.
Regular success.
21. That's also a hard.
I got a 5.
Nice.
All
So
right.
we're all watching now.
You're all watching and you're all getting a little paranoid, and even Percy's getting into the act. Did he see anything? No, he didn't.
Hmm.
He's probably sleeping. And then Stanley, you're kind of second guessing yourself because you're like, you're still a little bit dopey and headaches, and you see exactly what they described: car following you. But this time, you see that there are 3 people in the car. You can actually make out a person in the back and 2 people in the front. And you can make out that you're not a car guy, but you certainly make out sure that it's a very nice looking car. And it does the same thing, follows for a while, gets a little closer, backs off this time, stays back a bit, gets a little closer. It's sort of hanging back.
Huh. Who's driving?
50-50, I'll say.
I see it. I
Done.
see it in the.
Oh,
I see
sorry.
it in the,
All right.
Do you see those? Is that 3 guys in that car?
is that a K? That license plate?
I don't know. They're backing off, and I don't have my glasses on.
Hold on. Let's find out who it is. Stop.
Really? What if they all pull out guns? What if it's those mafia people?
Then go.
We all have guns.
I don't have a gun. You have
All right,
a
I'm
gun,
gonna,
Jimmy?
I'm gonna pull over to the side of the road.
All right.
We
Like
have
we're
3
gonna take a
rifles
whiz.
and 1 pistol, if I'm not
3
mistaken.
rifles, 1 pistol.
I got a crowbar.
It's shaped just like the. So you
Kind of
just
rusty,
like the
ain't
dent.
it?
Just like
like-
the dent in Stanley's head. Perfect match.
Kind of rusty on that bit there, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's kind of.
It's like a
Brownish.
on it.
Ah.
Mhm.
So you
You
stop
should
the
clean
car,
that off.
and the other car, gets closer to you, but stops just to the point where you can't see their faces. You just make out the shapes of them.
All right, I grab the crowbar and I start walking towards him. I get out of the car and start walking towards him.
Excellent.
We're
All right.
watching.
You start walking towards them with the crowbar. in your hand,
Watching, you're
looking
supposed to be backing me up. Oh,
as
guys.
menacing. Everyone's just looking. Wow, what's he doing?
What's he doing?
He's really confrontational.
Ah,
He says,
We'll follow,
that's a
sort
bold
of.
move.
he's dealing with guilt.
So you do walk back, and as you approach the car, the 2 doors at the front, the driver and the passenger, the doors open.
Okay.
And one fella steps out and he shuts the door to the passenger side. The other fella steps out a bit, and then you can hear some conversation happen. And he gets back in, he pulls the door shut, and the person in the back gets out.
Jesus Christ. I look back
And-
and see nobody followed me.
Unless someone's
No, we
following
were
you.
following, but we're not following as quickly as you moved.
Oh, okay. I thought you were just sitting in the car watching me. So
So out
hey,
walks.
Jimmy, you should. You got your gun, right?
I'm sitting in the back seat and I've got my rifle. Like,
Okay,
Aimed
that's
at the
that's
car.
good. That's good.
I'm not messing around.
We
It's
lose
a
more back
deserted
windows
part
this
of
way.
road, and no one will notice.
yeah.
All right.
Out walks a man who. Do you want to do a spot hidden just in case? I mean, I don't know what else you would
Sure.
roll, but it's probably the best. It's the closest thing, really. It's
Oh,
observation.
jeez. No. I rolled a 90.
Pass.
No. Failed.
Okay. Pass. You
Yeah.
get a pass, Tom. He looks familiar to you, but he's not someone you've ever seen before. He just has a striking similarity to someone you've seen before, but you're not quite sure. It's enough that you say,
Does he
You
look
know
like
what I-
Clayton?
no. Yes, no. So he he gets out of the car. He's very impeccably dressed, probably late 40s, early 50s. No, probably late 40s. He's walking forward, and the fellow that got out of the passenger seat, he starts walking with him, and he goes, no, stop. So the guy sits himself down on the hood of the car and crosses his arms. When he does that, you can see that he's got a pistol under the jacket. And the man walks towards you, and he says to you, Dr. Brody, he's
Just
trying to
ignores
walk
me?
right past you, John. Do you do anything as he walks past?
I didn't notice the gun, right? Because I failed my spy hidden. So
Well, it's the guy on the hood that has the pistol. It's not
Okay,
not the
gotcha,
fellow
gotcha.
that's walking towards you. So he gives you a wide berth, and his intention is to walk past you.
I'll intercept him.
All right.
If I'll put the
Stops.
crowbar right out and stop him if I have to.
Oh, he stops. He says, "I'd like to speak to Mr. Brody, if that's okay, Dr. Brody."
Well,
Who are you? What do you want?
stepping on my lines, Dr. Brody. Whatever.
Sorry.
Fine. You talk, and if he smarts off, I'll fucking hit him with the crowbar.
He
Who are
walks
you?
up
What
to
do
you,
you want?
Doctor. He says, "Dr. Brody, my name's Adam Dearworth. I believe we may have gotten off on the wrong foot without my even meeting you before, because you know of my father and my father's doings, and I'm here to say that perhaps we should all be working together again."
With Dominion. Yeah.
Well, yes and no.
How did you find us?
You didn't exactly hide yourselves extremely well. You left your name at the hospital. We knew from a security guard that was present that there was an injury within your team. We knew you were going somewhere, so we just made some calls to nearby hospitals, and eventually we found that the appropriate names, and there was some suspicion that there was a connection to you people who we've kind of known you were in Boston for the last little while, but we hadn't actually been able to find you until now.
What are you proposing?
My father, he wanted, like all of the artifacts he collects, he wanted power. He wanted to find some way to gain even more power than someone in his financial status could acquire normally. That was his goal. His goal was simply to gain and gather and amass artifacts. This is why the warehouse was full of what it was full of. And someone in your reputation would understand that these things, they belong in museums. They belong elsewhere. That's my thought. I went away to school. I became educated. My father was a self-made man, and his drive was money and power. My drive is simply to collect these items and destroy them.
You're an educated man. Why would you want to destroy these items or any items?
Well, I've read his papers. I know what the potential is that exists for someone who has all three of these.
Sorry, you'll forgive me if I can't. There's no way that I can believe you. You are aware your father's dead.
Oh, of course. He tried to summon those creatures, and they killed him. He snickers. He snickers quietly when he says that.
Follow us to the next town. Let's get some lunch. Maybe we'll talk.
We can do that. Next town's not very far away, so he says, "Thank you. We'll follow you, and we'll see you there."
All right. So I'm going to get back in the car with everybody and tell them what the situation looks like. I don't know that I believe a single word this person is saying.
John, as this guy's walking back to the car, he gives you a bit of a funny look, kind of a smirk, like a kind of.
Yeah, I just let it go because obviously he. See, John likes to act tough. He's really not.
Crowbar
Um,
helps.
You give anybody
exactly,
a crowbar, they're
exactly.
going to act tough, you know?
you know. But no, I just kind of I take it on the chin. It stings a little bit, and I just walk back.
All right.
All right. So here's my first and my most immediate thought. I'm sure there was somebody else in that warehouse that sided with the Miko and killed Deerworth, and it could very easily be him.
What did he say? There was a security guard there that saw us or something? Knew
Yeah,
we
I
had
don't
an
remember
injury?
any security guard he's seen. Everybody was dead.
Doesn't mean we saw everybody.
No, but
Didn't
I
exactly get
imagine
to do
that
a thorough search before those things
some
jumped
security guard would have gone crazy if he saw those crab things. I'm thinking that this guy murdered his father because he wants all the power. That's my first guess.
Well, he is one of only 2 people in the world that I know of that are trying to gather all 3 of these things, Dr. Brody.
Yep.
Stanley, can you make a knowledge roll, idea roll? Just
I could attempt.
Insane insight or concussive
Yeah.
insight, perhaps?
with a bit
Okay,
of a.
so that's.
It's a memory related question you're trying to solve here.
Wait, is it long term or short term?
Long term.
Long term. Okay. Short term memory's probably still
Yeah.
iffy. But that's a success.
Mm-hmm. How good of a success?
Just a success.
Like right on the money?
Well, I am 17 points above a hard success.
Oh, okay, that's fine. But how far below not a success are you?
Let's see, that's going to be 23.
Okay. It's a little bit swirly in your head still, but you distinctly remember that when you were working at Dominion, Deerworth never mentioned his son. You knew people said he had a son, but he never mentioned him. And this was like a year ago. This wasn't, 5-10 years ago or something like that. This was like whenever it was that you worked there, like not that long ago.
So estranged.
Estranged is a good way of looking at it, but you do recall one incident at a company function of some sort where Deerworth showed up and he was very agitated. He wasn't happy, agitated, and he made a speech to people of the staff, and it wasn't his usual long drawn out, everybody's going to have a great day, enjoy your day off work with pay, blah. It was very to the point. Have a nice day. See you at work tomorrow. Happy whatever it was, Christmas or whatever, some annual staff get together that he funded, and he looked really annoyed, didn't want to be there, and he left promptly afterwards. And when people were saying what's going on, you do remember someone said it's his son, he's looking for more money. That's it.
So his son was estranged and still a leech,
and in his 40s, like late 40s. He's not just some kid away at school.
Okay. Yeah, I'll pass that along. Well,
it doesn't exactly sound like he's.
If memory serves, he was kind of a parasite.
Yeah, doesn't sound like he's wanting to be humanitarian and destroy these artifacts. I say when we get to the restaurant, we go in, have ourselves a meal. John, you sneak out and slash their tires, and then we leave, and they can't follow.
What if
quite possibly.
In the car?
What's that?
What if they're sitting in the car?
We'll play it by ear.
All right. Well, Tom, you want to end it at that, and we'll start right up at the restaurant first thing next week.
Hopefully.
So we're pulling into the restaurant. Yeah.
For those who are listening, apparently Mick, we don't know what happened to Mick. We think his internet is down because he hasn't been able to contact anybody. It happened last year. It happened the year before. He lives in a remote place, so sometimes that happens.
Or the Migo got him.
Our players included Jeff Wilkins, Mick Swan, Ian Christensen, Brian Daly, and myself with Sean Little as a keeper of the secrets. We usually play 4 times a week and post on the YouTube within a couple of days of each episode. We also post the audio versions on iTunes and Podbean. Just so that you know, we don't monetize our shows, only shows that have, there are some shows that have ads, but that's because we sometimes use copyrighted music. The music owners get the cash, we don't. Our costs are almost entirely covered by our patrons. What's not covered comes out of our own pockets. By pledging just a couple of dollars a month, you are directly helping us defray costs and improve our show. So if you enjoyed our show and you'd like to help us, visit our Patreon account. You can find a link in the description below. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and punch the bell icon for updates on our latest shows. And leave us some comments. We enjoy reading them and answering any questions you might have. This is Tom Rayleigh, together with all the members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure into the universe of H.P. Lovecraft and the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. Until next time, good luck and good gaming.